In this video, I want to reflect back and share with you guys the life lessons of my 30s so that you could learn a thing or two and maybe avoid making mistakes and learn life lessons a lot faster than I did. Now, the first one that I wish I did earlier is quitting alcohol. I know I've mentioned in a few videos before is that it took me so long. I am 39 at the moment, and I wish early in my 20s, I would have already given up alcohol because it really has sabotaged my journey to success. You know, all those days of drinking, hangover, regretting what I said, slipping in and just having days of unproductivity. I really wish that I learned that you don't need to have fun with alcohol, that even though it's legal, it's something that is acceptable by society, you don't have to continue on that path. You know, you can really think about what's serving you and what's not serving you and quitting that. And so the biggest lesson for me this year, and I'm glad I learned it just before turning 40 and I'm proud of, is knowing that alcohol and drugs do not have any purpose in your life. It does not serve, it's not beneficial if a happy and successful life is what you're after. My second life lesson I realized is that for many, many years, throughout my 20s, early 30s, I was always chasing something quicker. Like, you know, when they say that get rich quick scheme, I would say that I try to look for something quick in every aspect of life. You know, when it comes to fitness, I'm always, even though I know that you should eat less and work out more or whatever it is, I was always looking for a hack. So hence, I'm always searching how to lose weight, how to lose 5 kilos in 5 weeks, how to do this. And all those time of jumping off the wagon, trying to figure out the fastest way, it really just hindered my journey to success. I was constantly jumping off the wagon. And the same in business. I'm constantly thinking about how do I, succeed fast? How do I make more money? Instead of just really thinking about growing the business organically and taking time and really enjoying the journey and realizing that business success, any success in life really takes time and there's no shortcut. Any true success, any true happiness is not quick. And so I think realizing that now in my late 30s, I've learned to be more at peace because I've wasted many years of just, being stressed out over finding the hack, finding the shortcut. And so whether you want more money, you want more success, you want a healthier body, it will take daily grind. And when I say daily grind, it's actually a lot of small efforts over time. It's not this, all of a sudden you take this pill and then you're skinny. It's no, working out daily, eating right, and it's very small progress. And eventually you realize that, oh my God, I've got that body now. Same in business as well. It's reading that book, 10 pages a day, waking up earlier and doing that work day in, day out. And it feels as if it's just slow progress. But it's all part of the journey to success, and there's no other way, because if you're trying to look for a shorter way, it's going to take you off the wagon and you're going to take even longer. Now, my third lesson is that for many years I felt really kind of lonely. I felt like, even though I'm an entrepreneur, I do know some entrepreneurs and I know that they exist, I didn't feel like I was connected to anything, and I didn't realize what I was missing was a community. Same as me realizing that I love spirituality, I love God, I want to hang out with more spiritual people. I didn't realize that what I really needed was a community to make me really feel like I'm connected. And because human beings, we are built to need connection. That hug, that cuddle, that connection with our family is what we need, and so is life. And so it wasn't until this year did I realize that what was missing all along was a sense of community for me. And so I found EO, which is an entrepreneur organization for entrepreneurs, and being plugged into this community, I feel that I can, I know more people that are, it's almost like my business family. We can relate to each other's stories. They're there to help me. And it just gives me a sense of fulfillment. Likewise, I found a church. At first when I became a Christian, I thought that I'm just gonna learn stuff online, and I told one of my pastor friends in Melbourne that I'm just gonna consume content online. There's no point in trying to find a church because then I have to travel there. But he said, you need a church. And now I realize what he meant is you need a community, a community where they can support you, they care about you, they care about your success, they care about your journey, and then they will guide and mentor you. And so I would say find your community, find your tribe. And if whatever you're joining doesn't feel right, like you're there to learn, but yet the people aren't connecting with you, they're not there really supportive, and you don't feel like that family feel, then look for something else. But when you have that community, you will feel really fulfilled, and that's what I want for you in the next decade of life. And I'm glad that I found it just in time before I turned 40. Now, my final lesson I want to share, which I have lots of lessons, but I would say the key thing is realizing that shyness will not get me far. And what I mean by that is, it took me so long to realize that I really needed to work on my shyness, meaning, there's so many times I wanted to make videos, I wanted to impact the world, and I want to help the world, but yet I was held back by my fear of being in the public eye. I jumped on the wagon of doing videos 10, 11 years ago, and that's how my husband found me. But then I got so scared and shy and didn't know what to talk about, so I just didn't do it. And I wish I did it earlier, and so it wasn't until 4 or 5 years ago when I realized that I cannot make a difference to my business, my life, and make an impact in the world. If anything, I'm gonna be selfish if I take all that information with me if I die. And so no longer did I let shyness take over me. I really just confronted. Even till this day, there are days that it's hard to make content. It's hard to public speak. My heart still shakes, but I know that I will regret it if I allow my shyness to take over me. And on that day that I'm in bed dying, I feel like, what did I leave behind? How did I help? Because I don't want to be dying with all that knowledge and information in my mind. And so I'm so grateful that somewhere in my 30s, I came to that realization, and I hustled through it, and now I'm making content and I'm enjoying it more. And I meet a lot of other business owners or other friends that are just like, oh, but you're different, I can't do it like you. But let me tell you, I was exactly like where you are. It was hard, but it becomes easy. Anything can be learned. And once you do it, you realize that it's beneficial for, for yourself, for helping others. And who wants to allow some sort of imaginary fear to really rob us away from the opportunity to help the people around you? And all these videos that I'm making, I know that it's making a difference, even if it's just one person. So those are the key lessons I've learned in my 30s. I'm really excited about my 40s. I am very different to many other women who actually are afraid of getting older. Like whenever we talk about age, they're like, I don't want to know that I'm turning 40, or I don't want to grow older. But for me, I'm excited and curious about my learning, about who I will become as I grow, because you look back and you're like, I can't believe I used to think that way. I can't believe I used to be this way. And I'm so excited to see who I could become in my 40s. And sometimes we don't know where we need to develop. It's actually just meeting certain people, going to places. Do we realize there's some blind spots? I didn't realize for so long that I had this alcohol problem that was consuming me. I didn't realize that content, having a media arm to my business was important until during this decade. And so here I am, excited to count down to my 40th birthday. And so thank you so much for watching. If you resonate with anything, love to hear in the comments below. If you have questions for me, love to hear it as well. But otherwise, I'll see you again in the next video.